Hi, I'm Alok Asthana from Innovators Leaders. Like many other facilitators of innovation, we too facilitate innovation, but in a different way. In what way are we different? Let me cover that for you. Most of the trainers and facilitators use an inspirational style. They use, study and teach the personal story of the creator, not so much of the creation. If Steve Jobs could do it, why can't you? Well, that does momentarily prime everybody, but falls short of the how part. At that point of the question, they usually leave you with the insert or miracle here type of an advice that doesn't help. So what Steve did, even if you know the details of how he did it, is quite useless. Unless you too have an absolute control of an empire like that of Apple. Do you? Compare the size of an organization, his ecosystem, his budget, and his stakeholders, and you will see the relevance of studying what Steve did, or maybe the irrelevance of studying that. How would you rate an optician who, when you went to him to get recommendations for your glasses, took off his and gave to you saying, well, take these and use them. They work fine for me. Should work fine for you as well. Then there is the additional phenomena known as survivorship bias. Steve Jobs and all successful people are survivors of the system. We never get to study how many others did what these guys did and floundered. Another great suggestion is to think out of the box. Well, they never teach you how to actually do so, but if they did, you should seriously consider applicability of thinking out of the box in today's times of intense competition and reduced timelines for everything. Breaking out into limitless orbits is no longer an option. Other facilitators, I notice, usually mock at words like logic, incremental innovation, and continuous improvements. All that appeals to them is imagination, culture change, and breakthrough. Well, ask yourself, can entrepreneurs, middle managers, and even senior managers afford the luxury of such a system? Well, I think not. These guys who actually worship their tools, be it mind mapping, brainstorming, or even Six Sigma, and they believe in the purity of the tool. Well, when all that you have is a hammer, you tend to see any problem as a nail. Well, yours may not be a nail. In such a system, should not darkness now give way to light? By contrast, how about a knowledge-based analogic problem-solving system? One that does not depend on serendipity or accident, but is on demand, is systematic and technique-driven, multi-tooled, solution-centric and not tool-centric, is science-based, not psychology-based. Well, we believe, like others, that experimentation is the catalyst of creativity. And you have to kiss a lot of frogs before you find your prince. But the moot point is, would you much rather kiss a lot of frogs or find your prince soon enough? In our system, there is a defined solution space where you are most likely to find the right solutions. Well, isn't it better than groping all over? We actually say, think inside the box. If initially you are unable to do so, well, think close to the box. The experimentation too should follow some system. There should be some method to the madness. One of the tools that we use, and it is only one of the many, is TRIZ. It's an important one. The key findings are, as we are reading now on the screen. So there you are. Instead of relying upon any one system or one successful person, there are millions of systems which have percolated to hundreds of different types of problems, which have given way to tens of successful solutions. That's the power of aggregation. The database takes into account cases of business, science, also psychology, and patents. Trial and error is important, but not at the wrong place. I must mention that, as I said, we start with the problem and not with the tool. There are techniques, standard methods, knowledge base of effects, and something known as arrays. TRIZ solves problems immediately as well as is strategic in nature. Define problems, develop breakthrough concepts, overcome psychological inertia, make efforts towards the most promising solution, satisfy all conflicting requirements, maximize utilization of available resources, visualize future potential of the product or the process and prevent future failure. Could you ask for more? Well, if you do, you find that TRIZ does problem solving as well as evolution forecasts. And in this case, problem solving includes opportunity spotting. There's problem solving, there's system improvement, and then there is creating what's next. Innovation must address all parts of the business and not just the product. We should learn how to work differently, sell differently, do different things, and above all, do current things better. Well, surely for that you need a variety of tools and not just one. Well, we do use a variety of tools. It all depends on what the problem is. These number of tools give us increased capability to handle problems and opportunities of different kinds. So we are able to take a multifaceted approach to innovation, complete for the business. Well, our approach is different, isn't it? There's more at innovatorsleaders.com. Thank you very much for your time.